Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Hello everyone, my name's Kayla and welcome to this reading vlog of It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Disclaimer, this video will have spoilers, so if you do not want to be spoiled for this book, then please click off now. Okay, now that they're gone, hello! I'm sure you have read this book before, or you are planning to never read this book in your life, and I'm glad you're here. As I've said in my current reads video, I'm already 59 pages into this book, and I decided to start vlogging my experience of reading it. So in the first chapter, Lily is chilling on this roof, and this guy, Ryle, comes out and starts throwing chairs everywhere, having a little tantrum. And then he notices that she's there, and he's like, "No, please don't jump. I'm not trying to deal with this today." But Lily had no intentions of jumping. She was literally just chilling. And so they start to have a conversation with each other. And this conversation gets pretty deep. They start to tell each other naked truths, which is basically the deepest, darkest things that they've ever experienced. Something that Ryle says that will definitely be important later is, we're all just people who sometimes do bad things. In the second chapter, Lily goes through her old journal entries from high school, where she talks about a guy named Atlas that went to our high school that was also homeless. He started living in the house behind her, and she started giving him food and inviting him into her house so he could shower and things like that. I honestly really liked the journal entries that she was writing when she was younger. They're very interesting. I like them more than the main story so far. I mean, maybe it's part of the main story, who knows. Then in chapter 3, we flash forward to 6 months later, and Lily is opening up a flower shop. This girl comes in named Alyssa looking for a job, and Lily gives her one. It turns out that Ryle from the rooftop is Alyssa's brother. Already, this means that they are going to see each other again, Lily and Ryle. Maybe even multiple times, multiple occasions. Alright, that's where I ended off, so I'm going to get started with chapter 4. So chapter 4 was really interesting. We got to see the letters that Lily wrote when she was in high school again. So we got to hear a lot more about Atlas and how close they became. And I am seriously shipping them together. They are so cute. I need to know why they did not end up together. And also in this chapter, the domestic abuse starts to happen between Lily's parents, specifically her dad attacking her mom. It was just a hard-hitting chapter with a lot of feelings involved, and yeah, I feel bad, but nothing cry-worthy yet. So I'm actually gonna stop here and pick this up another day because I already looked at the next chapter and there's no letters about Atlas in them. So yeah, I think that's just what I'm looking forward to in this book and nothing else. I don't even care about Ryle. I don't want to hear about him. I just want to hear about Atlas. So let's pick this up another time. It is the next day and I have read up to page 100 in It Ends With Us. So Ryle is already showing so many red flags. He finds Lily's apartment by knocking on everyone's door in her apartment complex. He has a picture of her blown up on his wall in his own apartment. And his communication skills are very much lacking. He goes back on his word, changes what he says and what he means. It's just very complicated situation, and I don't understand why Lily is so attracted to this. He literally goes from saying, I want to hook up with you and then never see you again, to saying, I'm not even going to make out with you because I like you too much. So, someone tell me what that means, because it doesn't make sense to me. Do you see that? A tear fell from my eye. I have no words. I just read a big long chapter with so many letters that Lily wrote in the past about Atlas and the domestic abuse that her mother faced from her father. And I actually shed a tear. There are so many connections being made in this book, showing how Atlas is currently influencing Lily's life, although they haven't seen each other for so many years. For example, Atlas carved Lily a heart out of wood, and she eventually got that tattooed on her body. Also, he used to talk about going on the rooftops in Boston, and that is the exact beginning scene of this book, where Lily is on a rooftop in Boston. So Atlas just influenced so much in Lily's life, even all these years later. He has so much of an influence on her. I just can't believe that they're not together. Why is Ryle even in the picture? I am so mad right now. So what happens towards the middle of the book is Ryle hurts Lily for the first time by pushing her down. She hits her eye on a cabinet handle, and then that's the day that he chooses to say that he's in love with her. And then Lily says that she loves him too. That's all I gotta say. Bye. And we're back. I made it to part 2, which I didn't know existed. Lily and Ryle go to this restaurant, and turns out that Atlas is the chef there. And when Lily goes to the bathroom, Atlas follows her in, and as they're coming out, Ryle is at the door. What happened in the bathroom was that Atlas confronted Lily about her eye, because, as we know in the previous chapters, Ryle pushed her and she got hurt. But when they came out of the bathroom together, of course, Ryle assumed the worst. Reading the scenes afterwards, I felt pretty tense because I thought that Ryle was going to hurt Lily again, but luckily that did not happen. And we finally get into the last letter that Lily wrote about Atlas in high school. This final letter takes place after Atlas has moved to Boston. It is Lily's 16th birthday, and Atlas shows up at her window. Atlas and Lily finally have sex, and afterwards, Lily actually forgot to lock her door, so her dad comes in and beats Atlas with a baseball bat. That was shocking. This book is just completely out of control. I'm not sure why there's a second part, but I guess we'll see after this. I do have to say, though, that I am much more interested in the story now and invested in Lily's character. So that's a plus. Okay, the stupidest thing just happened. Lily and Ryle got married in Vegas after 6 months of dating. And Ryle didn't even want to be in a relationship in the first place, and now he's getting married? What is going on? Although he doesn't know it yet, I just feel so bad for Atlas. Lily is literally a married woman now, and Atlas is just left there in the dust. Seriously, right after they get married, Ryle pushes Lily down the stairs. At least Lily kicked him out of her apartment after that. But their relationship needs to be done at this point. If Lily lets him return, I just don't know what I'm gonna do with this book. Ryle was actually trying to gaslight her and say that she fell down the stairs when he pushed her. That's, so frustrating. Everything is just so much more difficult because they just got married. they're actually going to have to get a divorce to end the relationship. I think it's just about time to completely drop Ryle on the floor and stomp on him and call Atlas up. Hit him up. Another day, another update. Lily did not end up stomping on Ryle. She actually let him back and listened to his excuse for why he hurts her. And this is a big spoiler coming up, so if you didn't listen to my warning a long time ago, I don't know what you're still doing here. Click off now. But Ryle's excuse for hurting Lily is because he shot his older brother and killed him when he was young. He said that awful experience he went through when he was younger causes him to black out and not be himself when he gets angry. Lily pities him for his confession and takes him right back. Then he makes a decision without her, a big decision, might I add, and he buys a new apartment that they are going to move into. The apartment is so nice that Lily doesn't end up caring that he made this decision without her. After that, things seem to move in a positive direction where Ryle gets mad but then takes a step away so he can think, get his composure, and come back to the topic without hurting Lily. That is very obviously something that he should not have to do, but let's continue. As I've said, things seem to be going fine. That is until Ryle finds the old letters that Lily wrote about Atlas when she was in high school. From there, Ryle physically attacks Lily by headbutting her in the head. After Ryle falls asleep, Lily slips out of bed and calls Atlas to take her to the hospital. Here's another spoiler coming up. At the hospital, Lily finds out she's pregnant. She's pregnant. So let's quickly list out what's going on here. 1, Lily's in an abusive relationship. 2, Lily is married to her abuser. 3, she's pregnant with the abuser's child. I can't believe this. I don't know what's gonna happen from here, but I just hope and pray that Lily is not going to go back to Ryle just because of this pregnancy. Someone tell me why I'm crying right now. I have finished It Ends With Us. So I'm just going to talk a little more about the plot towards the end of the story, and then we'll get into my review. So throughout Lily's pregnancy, she is trying to figure out what she's going to do in her life after she has this baby, because that is a huge decision, but she never comes to that decision until she actually gives birth, and then she hits Ryle with the "I want a divorce." The last line of this book is actually the title, and it is when Lily tells her baby, "It ends with us," meaning the cycle of abuse. Now, I have thoughts. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I'm giving this book 4 stars, and this rating is mostly due to the characters. I thought that in the beginning they were extremely strong, and they were all independent, fully fledged out, but over time that sort of declined, and their decision making and their dialogue became more generic. Like, I'm sorry, Atlas is sweet and all, but he completely lost his individuality and unique character traits by the end of the book. Even Ryle's character, the things that he would normally flip out about, things were still happening towards the end of the book, but he didn't act on those or even get a temper whatsoever. And that could be character development, but I feel like it was sort of too soon for that to happen. And by too soon, I just mean an abrupt change all at once. So other than the characters losing their whole personality by the end of the book, I thought it was a really solid book. It gave a glimpse into domestic abuse that people do face, even though everyone's situation is completely different. And honestly, I would recommend anyone to read this book if you're interested. But I don't know who would be interested in reading this book after I already spoiled every single thing. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. You were warned right in the beginning of this video. But yeah. Right at the end, Lily sees Atlas and they can finally be together since she's done with Ryle and now she has a little baby and they can start their life together, have a little family. And I am excited to read It Starts With Us, even though I do not own it yet. So I need to get on that and buy it. I just wonder what the driving factor of It Starts With Us is going to be, because obviously in this book it was the story of a domestic abuse situation. So I wonder what that's going to be about. Hopefully Atlas gets his character back and he becomes more interesting again like he was towards the beginning of this book. Overall, this book is a very interesting read. It captures your attention and I really enjoyed it, actually. I cried a few times. Okay, I forgot to say why I was crying. I was crying because I felt bad for Ryle. The writing made me feel bad for him, and maybe it shouldn't have, but I felt bad and I was crying. But anyways, that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and comment if you have any thoughts down below, and subscribe so I'll see you around. Thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!